He has been called the sleeping prophet, a man of miracles, a seer, a mystic. His work is known around the globe. Hundreds of books have explored his amazing psychic gift. From medical diagnoses to predicting social change, Edgar Cayce's legacy has touched the lives of millions. For 43 years of his adult life, Edgar Cayce gave psychic readings on more than 10,000 different subjects. Nearly everything imaginable is explored in his material: healing, business advice, the Bible, education, child-rearing, ancient civilizations, spirituality, prophecy of world events, and much more.
He looked like a country doctor, a simple person. You wouldn't turn around the street if you saw him. But once you spoke to him, his voice was soft, it was direct, it was honest, it was embracing. And for me, I always saw a double pupil, a superimposure, as if he were looking through eternity. It made you a little uncomfortable at times because you wondered what you had done yesterday or said yesterday that you ought not to have said.
You know, growing up as a teenager with a psychic father is pretty rough.
My father was an unusually creative person. He was a fine photographer and was noted for his pictures, especially those of children. Edgar Cayce was an inventor of games. He loved to play all kinds of games and invented one called Pit, which is still on the market. He was a fine bowler. I never won a bowling game from him. He was a lousy golfer, but he loved to play. He was a great fisherman and fished everywhere that he had an opportunity. He was a man who loved to cook and did all kinds of things with preserves and berries of various kinds. He was a great gardener and loved to have exotic trees of all kinds around him. He was a man who was a fine Sunday school teacher, and he always had the largest classes in any church that he worked in.
Most of the people he never saw, many of them didn't even acknowledge the reading or pay for them. But if he was asked, he would give. I don't know what I would have done or where I would be without it.
I thought everybody's father gave readings. Didn't want a doctor, I wanted one of Dad's readings. I think he felt that he had the ability to help people, and that's what he wanted to do.
I often heard him say, do you suppose this is ever going to amount to anything?
The Cayce legacy presents a body of information so valuable that Edgar Cayce himself might have hesitated to predict their impact on contemporary society. 60 years ago, who could have known that one day terms such as meditation, auras, spiritual growth, reincarnation, and holism would become household words to millions? Cayce's organization, the Association for Research and Enlightenment Incorporated, A.R.E., has grown from its humble beginnings to an association with Edgar Cayce centers in countries around the world. Today, A.R.E. consists of hundreds of educational activities and outreach programs, a children's camp, a multi-million-dollar publishing company, massage and health services, an historical foundation, and an affiliated university. For decades, the Cayce readings have stood the test of time, research, and extensive study. Just who was this man? A farmer boy who would become the most documented psychic of all time.